Mic check, mic check, mic check. Alright, I think we up and running. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first ever edition of Pokemon MTB version episode. This is the very first episode, and before we begin, I would just like to say, take a look down in the description below if you guys want to see exactly all the places to find Pokemon Essentials. Right now, there used to be a wiki page where you could find everything, but it's been taken down by Nintendo. But there are plenty. I left a link in the description below where you can download the latest version. I think it's version 17.2 of Pokemon Essentials, and it's the best place to get it. There's a little bit of construction going on outside, and I do apologize for that. But if you guys can, if that it's caught on the microphone, you guys. But nonetheless, and I'd like to give a shout out to Thundaga, much more popular YouTuber than I, but at the same time, godsend when it came to making this game. I wouldn't have made it this far without him. And so, check out his stuff. Some of the best Pokemon videos you're ever going to find on YouTube. Now it's time to get started with my very first one. Again, I've been MTB the HKK, and welcome to Pokemon MTB version. Now, I know what you're thinking. MTB, why the hell are you making a Pokemon game? Because I can, damn it. And the story's going to be kind of pretty simple. Defeat 8 gyms, defeat 4 Coliseums, battle the Elite Four, defeat the champion. There's a lot of fun things that you're going to discover throughout this game. Obviously, due to copyright, I can't release this game. So, all I ask is that you guys enjoy the ride with me. Now, I have worked on this game for a very long time, and essentially what I'm going to be doing today with you is I'm going to be going through, and I'm going to be playing through what I've got so far. That is some really annoying construction work. But nonetheless, guys. Alright, let's get this thing started. Alright guys, now that we're on the subject of the game officially being shown, as you can see, it's pretty basic so far. Essentially, I'm in the town where you get your second gym badge. There's still a lot of work that has to be done around here. For example, this place is going to be known for, like, you know, growing its berries and stuff like that. You can see my wacky cornfields. Note to self, I should not draw. But nonetheless, you guys came here to see a new version of the game, so let's do it. Let's go ahead and start from scratch. Ba-boom. And hey, Will, I'm doing alright. Here you see our little starting professor. As you can see, I slightly edited the design of Professor Oak to make him look more like my dad. Yeah, I always do that. All right. I'm so proud of you. Someone needs to fix that walking animation. And this is pretty much where you get to meet your rival. Let's see. Let's call him Zahaya. Hello, Zahaya. I gotta work on that text color. That's one thing I gotta work on. Wait, come back, Zahaya. Okay, so one thing I'd like to point out real quick is the fact that I had to make sure that you pretty much couldn't leave the town until, you know, after you did this. Your goal is to pretty much go to the trainer academy and get your first Pokemon. But you're not in the game, get out of here. It's kind of a little... And then if you talk to him, you'll be like, yeah, guy's pretty much LARPing right now. The game's going to be filled with all kinds of crazy Easter eggs. But yeah, Knoxtown. The entire map is actually based off of all the parts of the United States that haven't been used in Pokemon games. Like, everyone knows the Unova is like based off of New York and Manhattan area. But one thing to point out is the fact that Knoxtown is actually technically supposed to be Knoxville, so technically I should be playing as like Malik or something. Now mind you, this isn't the professor you saw at the start of the game. This is just your professor of Pokemon who's been teaching you since you were a toddler how to be a trainer. And of course you get your three choices. You either get Snivy, you get Chimchar, or you get Froakie. And I'm going to go ahead and choose Froakie. Even though Chimchar would actually be a lot easier. I recommend starting off with a fire type if I do ever get to release this game to the public. Would I like to give a nickname to Froakie? No. Just because, and the only reason I recommend that is because it's going to be a lot easier on you. But at the same time, you can choose between any of the three starters. Alright, so we're heading into the battle hall. And this is where your final exam... And this is where your exams start. You'll be tested by 3 trainers, and then finally you'll face one more trainer in order to pass your exams. It's also a good way to get yourself that little bit of extra level. Now, one thing you might notice is how the Gen 6 don't have animations while the Gen 5 do. Well, that's because I'm actually using the, oh, what's it called? The battle something? I'll be sure to look at that by the time I'm done here. But essentially it makes all Pokemon generations 1 through 5 edited, but considering the fact that I don't have the sprites quite yet, the animated sprites quite yet for Generation 6, I'm pretty much stuck with all Generation 6 and Mega Evolutions looking like that. Which is actually perfectly fine, because we're going to plow through this one. Boom. So we defeated Clint, now we have to defeat Student Natty. To anyone in the comments section or anyone watching this live right now, I want you to pay attention to each person I actually come across and see if you can catch a pattern in the 3 students you fight at the beginning. There's Clint, there's Natty, and then you just need one, and then you're going to see the final one. And if his Pokemon doesn't give it away, then... Alright, now we have to fight Steve. This will be the last one we fight before we go take our final exam. Alright, there's the Pokemon down. And just like that, ba-boom. It's time for your final exam. Get ready, it's a doozy. You honestly wouldn't be starting this thing and it wouldn't be, Alright, now you pretty much get to see all the people you fought before, and what a shocker, your final exam is your rival. Someday I'll be old enough to pass the exam, then watch out. And as to my favorite Easter egg in this whole entire thing is actually at the very start, where you talk to the... Aha. By the way, Dave, you're going to really enjoy this Easter egg. I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took a Spearow in the knee. Ha Alright, so let's go fight Zahaya. MTB versus Zahaya. In a Pokemon battle. Rival Zahaya would like to battle. I am going to try and edit the sprites to try and make them look a little bit more original than just red and blue. But for right now, this is what I got. Ah! Bad Zahaya. Rival Zahaya defeated. Yay! Now we're officially a Pokemon trainer. So now we can go out into the world and explore. There's a lot of things I still need to do. For example, I'm going to put a few NPCs out here in the hallway. And put a few NPCs throughout the town. Right now the town is incredibly empty. Essentially what I've been working on now is just the main story path. After that I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a whole bunch of side stuff like getting a Whalmer Pail and stuff like that. But there's still a lot of fun things you can still do throughout the game. And we talked to our LARPing man. I cast a cone of coldness. Oh, who am I kidding? Nobody LARPs with me. And now we come across our first person. You know, I said I didn't do any side stuff, and there's a person with side stuff right here. Hello there, sir. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. To anyone in the chat who gets that reference, I'm incredibly proud of you. And now we've come across our first Pokemon trainer. Okay, yeah, you can already tell who this one's based off of. In hindsight, I probably should have used that potion, but oh well. Roki can handle it. Here's a Pokemon I recommend you find and catch in the game. You can actually catch Mankey on Route 1. Ow, 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 ow! Okay, Froakie, use Quick Attack. Boom. And that's how you get your first Pokeballs. Uh-oh. As you can probably guess, this place is going to be filled up with a lot more vendors and everything. That's what Summersdale pretty much is. Alright, so. And before you ask, no, I haven't figured out the Shadow Pokemon scripts yet. I'm still working on that. As a matter of fact, if anybody in the comments section wants to leave a possible link to how to get Shadow Pokemon, I would be incredibly grateful. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating a separate Shadow Sprite for the Smoochum here. And it'll actually show up, you know, like a little bit darkened with like a shade of purple or something. That's basically the idea on what I'm going to be doing to fix this one up. But in the meantime, we have a battle to win. Bubble. Ow. Quick attack again. Probably should have healed. Oh, I'm going to have to take Froakie to the Pokemon Center. I should have done that before. That was too close. But basically, you can't steal them yet because you don't have a snag machine. You're going to get it in the 3rd city. Which I have not made yet. Alright, so... I know what you're thinking. This early in the game and you don't have the running shoes. Well, you know what? There is going to be a way you can get them later on. And as you notice, those cops are still there saying, no, you cannot pass. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. What I might do during this thing is make some necessary adjustments. And I'll show you guys how to do that if you ever want to adjust your encounters or anything like that. Giovanni? Could it be? Okay, so yeah, this does take place in the actual Pokemon world. Yes! Here's a shocker. You're actually the nephew of the professor. But if you could beat one in battle, it's impressive. I might even want to test one out for myself. Oh yeah, by the way, the professor here is also the first gym leader. Right, so we're gonna go take on Professor Bickle in the Blue Horse City gym. There's a lot of fonts I have to edit. So we got the Pokedex now. And now, ba-boom. Now, I recommend you train up to at least level 15 before you get to the first gym. And you at least get 1 or 2 flying types, because you're going to need them. But we're actually going to deviate from the path a little bit. And we're going to head out over here to Cumber Lake. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys a little bit of... If you guys start off with a fire type or a grass type, this is a great place to catch a starting water... to catch an early water type. There's going to be a ton of water type Pokemon in the grass down here. And whenever you learn Surf, you can go out here and catch even more. It's a great place to pretty much catch any non-ocean based Pokemon. And I'll show you what I mean in debug here. Essentially, whenever you create an area, if you ever want to show what Pokemon show up, you can pretty much go to set encounters and it will automatically start this up for you. As you can see, I got a whole bunch of other things up here. That's actually the original stuff that came with Pokemon Essentials. I still have it in the game data technically because I kind of need it right now. Here you can see Knoxtown, Professor Bickle's house, Rival House, Trainer Academy, Route 1, Summersdale, and Cumber Lake. Oops. Well, let's find out exactly why. Let's see. The serene beauty of nature at nature's finest. But let's go ahead and show you exactly why I probably shouldn't ever design my own sprites and just stick to editing them. And I'll show you exactly why. You enter the building, all excited, but then stunned to hear a narrator speaking of your every action. Move forward to continue. Yes, I put Deadpool in a Pokemon game. It's me. And there's the joke. Deadpool gives you the old rod. You can do with that what your imagination, whatever your imagination wants, and it apparently stopped raining. Okay. I'm going to take a look at the encounters and try and make this a little bit more realistic. Here's a fun fact, guys. You will be able to catch starter Pokemon in certain areas, but they're going to be super rare. So right now I'm going to go to set encounters to figure out exactly how I can go about seeing if I've got what Pokemon I've got here in Cumber Lake. Chance to catch a Feebas. Big chance to catch a Magikarp. I'm going to go with a Super Rod. Poliwag and Poliwhirl, Corphish, Magikarp. Alright, what can we catch on land? You have a 1% chance to catch a Mudkip. A 5% chance to catch a Poliwag, 4% for Caterpie, 5% for Rufflet, 5% for Mankey. Let's not forget, I told you can catch that Mankey. Psyduck, Wooper, 20% pretty much for Psyduck. I had to fill that up with something. 20% for Wooper, Rattata, and Spearow. I'm going to try and get Rufflet and Mankey because well, pretty much because those are the two Pokemon I feel like we could use the most advantage with. Especially with the later gyms. Trust me, you are going to need fighting and flying types. I also recommend when you get to the first Coliseum, eventually you're going to need to catch poison types. So let's go ahead and boom. Oh yeah, that's a water attack against a water Pokemon. I am dumb. One Psyduck down for the count. There's a Spearow. Okay, let's hit it with Quick Attack. Alright. My Spearow. Whoa! Evil Spearow. Evil Spearow does not want to get in Pokeball. Therefore, it will get the bubble. I might try and see if I can get a Feebas so I can get my Lotic later, but... yeah, you're going to be running into a lot of Psyducks. The reason is because Cumber Lake is actually based off of Cumberland Lake in Kentucky. Hence why it's one of the first places you can go to. Right outside of Somersdale, or in Kentucky it's known as Somerset. Essentially, I tried to base the Pokemon off what you would find up here. For example, I know it's called Rattata, but I like to call them Irony if you've ever played Pokemon Go. I'm going to be running into a lot of these. To get that rare Pokemon, you're going to have to be patient. It's just like any other Pokemon game where there's a rare Pokemon in the area. Just a heads up, guys, another Let's Play I'm going to be doing is also of Pokemon Revolution Online. I'm actually hoping to do that with a few of my friends, so I'll be asking them before I actually start it. But yeah, as you can see, it's a lot easier to find some Pokemon than others. Oh, there's a Caterpie. It's level 7. I'd much rather it be level 6. And if you're just joining us, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a game in progress, so please bear with me with some of the things you are seeing. I will try and get updated animations. I will try and get updated move attacks so the quick attack just doesn't look like a simple pound on the head. Brokey is trying to learn Lick. Yes, make room for Lick. All right. You know what? Let's get rid of Pound. We're not going to need Pound. We got quick attack now. But if I keep doing this, I'm gonna have a Frogadier by the time I, even move on. So we're gonna play a little bit of hacks, but we're only gonna be doing it with Pokemon that are in the area. So let's go find Mankey. Mankey. Wherefore art thou? And let's set it like we've been training it for a little bit, level 9. Alright. And then we're going to get Rufflet, because I like Rufflet. And we're going to set it to level 9. Now that doesn't mean we're not going to catch some fun Pokemon along the way. That just means those are the Pokemon we would have caught here. Through intense training and a lot of focus. So I'm going to move Rufflet into the spot because Rufflet's going to be the one we're going to need to focus on training right now. Uh-oh, that seems like trouble. Oh, so many typos. I have to fix that. Oh no, you haven't heard him? He's Land Creek. The mighty warrior from the far-off fields of Pandora. TPGW reference. Of course there's a TPGW reference. Which sadly is the closest you're ever going to get to seeing Land Creek in this game. But this is why I stress you catch a flying type, because there is going to be a biker gang in this that you're going to have to deal with on occasion. Called Urban Jungle. And they use nothing but grass types. So if you have a water starter like my dumbass, you're going to need... Alright, so let's check our encounters for this route. For Route 2. I know I went through and I did some editing. Alright, so 1% chance to catch an Ekans. 20% chance to catch a Bunnelby. That's a good one if you ever want to get an early ground type. Obviously, Rufflet's up here too. A little bit higher chance of catching a Rufflet up here. Again, if you want to catch a Mankey, your best chance would either be on Route 1 or by Cumber Lake, because essentially this will be the only place you can catch Mankey early on. Obviously, as you can see, I haven't worked much on the water because you're not going to have access to it yet. But at night, ba-boom, you can catch a Panpour if you want to get some more water types. 4% chance to catch a Murkrow. I love Murkrow, by the way. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. On most of my playthroughs through this, I have used Murkrow, but I usually... But nonetheless, yeah. I decided to go with Rufflet this time because Eagle. And now we're going to start to see the next pattern of Easter eggs with each of these trainers. Starting with Boy Scout Jimmy. How dare you do that to my Rufflet? Use Fury Attack. Right. Ag. Uh-oh. Alright, let's try Fury Attack now. Boom. Hit 2 times and down. Oh, you guys are going to love Rumble Island and when I finally make it, and who the Coliseum leader there is. So, I want you guys in the comment section to let me know if you can notice the pattern with the trainers down below. And let's see. Oh no! It missed! No! Quick, use Peck! Yay! That did it. I'm gonna go ahead and switch Pokemon now. I'll start training Mankey in a bit. I am gonna have to seriously start training Mankey in a bit. Otherwise, it's gonna be very, very hard to deal with the second gym leader. Boom. Good thing I still have that potion with me. Of course I did. Oh, hello. Runner's Brush is coming up next. Now might as well tell you guys what this upcoming area is based off of. It's based off of a place called Rabbit Run up by the town of Lexington, Kentucky, which Blue Horse City is based off of. Okay, if you don't get that reference, I don't know. If this doesn't tell you what the pattern is. Okay, Rufflet, use Fury Attack. Boom. Alright, we got Wing Attack. That's a move I was hoping to get. And now, these battles are about to get a lot easier. Boom. Alright. I think it's time we give Mankey a moment to shine. Even though Rufflet's XP is finally starting to show signs of progress. Uh-oh. Behold his bugs of doom! Of course, with every single bug catcher trips. Use wing attack. Boom. That battle went by faster than I anticipated. Anyway. Hello, Sentret. And now, based off the Mammoth Caves of Kentucky, welcome to Mamoswine Cave. For yes, as you can guess, you can catch a Mamoswine. Just a hint, when you get up to a higher, when you get your Pokemon up to a higher level and have more badges, you can come back once you learn Rock Smash and go to the lower levels, which I haven't made yet. But basically down there, you'll be able to catch like Piloswine, get whatever you need in order to evolve Piloswine to Mamoswine. As well as going to be some really rare ice types down there that will be at your disposal. Obviously, on the upper level, it's a little bit harder to catch Mamoswine because I've made it so that they like to be on the lower levels. But you can definitely catch, Swinub. You can definitely catch a Swinub up here. And with any cave. And don't worry about this. And don't worry about this guy right here. He'll be useful for when you're traversing the lower levels of the cave. You can always come back up here to him and heal your team. But now we have to do our battle with Miranda. Fun fact, she will actually have different Pokemon to yours if you, different Pokemon than the starters that are actually in the game. because she's from a completely different region, which I will be adding said region, which will have more badges, more Colosseums, and of course its own Pokemon League. Essentially, I'm adding Pokemon Canada. There you go, the Canasia region up north. And obviously this is where the berry area is going to be. I still haven't done much with it yet. This is where you're going to get the Wilmer Pail and all that fun stuff. But now, we get to see my my sprite ingenuity once again. The UBI, Unari Bureau of Investigation. Okay. So now we get to deal with the urban jungle bikers once again. Which will give us more opportunities to train Rufflet. And bada boom, bada bing. Now, as you can see, the urban jungle gang is kind of taking over Blue Horse City. It's our job to stop them. I'm going to go ahead and switch to Froakie here, since C-Dot doesn't know any grass type attacks early on. Well, that's not good. Ow! Yeah, that's the only downside. He heals you only once. But with that being said, guys, I think before we continue on with this journey, we should call it a day because it has been an hour. And I'll show you guys more of the game next time. I forgot that there was so much of it. So with that being said, I've been MTB the HKK. If this thing will let me save. Alright. I've been MTB the HKK, and I'll see you guys next time.